I cannot for the life of me get rid of the Inspector Gadget playing in my head now.
Years ago, I was sitting like hungover with a friend of mine, and we were sort of lying on this bed together, barely conscious, and he was just going, "Doop-a-doop-a-doop, Inspector Gadget." What did you call that fella? Gadget. I have never laughed so hard in my life. I made myself sick.
Do you remember what I said my head looked like?
What?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Tales of podcast. I'm Jan, your GM, back with our second episode of Mutant Year Zero, Tales of Ex-Berlin, and I'm joined today by our awesome cast.
Hello everyone, this is Patsy, and today I'll be playing, as before, Millicent Thunderchild, a true toy of a woman who strives for better things.
I'm Fabio, and I play as Tark, our resident stalker.
Cool. And I am Charles, and I'm playing Zazzi, Zazmataz, the Zaz Man, the man Zazzi.
I'm a Zaz man.
Yes.
A quick update for everyone. Last week it was, we actually launched a YouTube channel.
To no fanfare whatsoever.
In fact, I was going to say no fanfare even in this room, guys. Thanks.
Remember to like and subscribe, and you hit that bell icon so you never miss an update.
We're
Thank
just
you.
setting expectations.
So
Yeah, finally, every time I've said, leave a comment, it'll make sense now.
Hey, I left the link in the Discord chat for like the LARP I was at, so
Nice.
get some eyeballs.
Oh, nice one.
So yeah, if you're the kind of person who much prefers to watch via YouTube rather than listen via your app, sorry there won't be any video, but you can still listen to us there.
Oh, there will be
Like, subscribe.
cool pictures and original art sometimes.
Oh,
But,
and the link is
Quite
on
derivative
our,
art, to be honest.
is on our link tree, because searching for it on YouTube doesn't work yet.
it's not great.
I guess I'll add it to the show notes.
But I did find it after a while of searching it. Yeah, like I had to keep searching different things.
I
We
tagged
currently-
all the shows, so if you search with the tag of the show as well.
We currently have 4 subscribers, and I believe it is the 4 of us who are in this room.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're not chasing subscribers, you know? We're in it for the art.
That's what they call a vanguard party. It's not about getting the majority of the proletariat. It's about really actionizing your base.
So yeah, hope to see some of you guys there. Leave us a comment if you're enjoying the games. And don't forget, we also have a Ko-fi account if you'd like to tip us or buy us a coffee. You can find all the links in the show notes. All right, guys, second episode. Should we do a little recap? What do you remember from the last session?
A long, long time ago.
Okay, well, we had to cross a river, and despite the river's tiny size, we decided to become shipwrights and have made a beautiful boat called the Trireme out of scrap wood and like water bottles.
Indeed.
And then we sailed it all 35 feet of our glorious journey to the other side of the river.
Right, yeah, and that's when we found out that it's about waist high the whole way.
Yeah, well, now we have a boat. Anyway, there was like it's a water processing facility on the other side. Where like a bunch of people from our arc had gone to and not come back from, and we were going to look for them. And
we got sent afterwards to look for them because our arc is running out of water.
Everything.
Yeah.
First things first. Relish the small victories. And found the water treatment plant full of friends.
Yes. in lab coats.
Were they friends?
No, we
they're
found it
friends
full
now.
of aggressive, possibly inhuman masked and robed figures who call themselves the Pure Ones.
The Pure Ones.
Who had the last expedition hold up inside one of the control rooms.
You were figuring out what to do next. Tark seemed to want to explore the tunnels, and Millicent was holding negotiations with the Pure Ones leader.
All right, do we have a foolproof plan?
So we're running back to tell you that Tark and Nelma are climbing the tower to fight the bird. And also, there are more of the Pure Ones in the tunnels.
We're going for TPK session 1.
Fantastic. That's the dark future.
The other thing we could do is just open the door, let Melba run at them, and we run in the opposite direction.
I feel that might harm us in getting the knowledge of the Pure Ones.
Yeah, because they got something we really want, and we can't take it by force because they kind of got that angle covered.
Yes.
There is potential here.
And Lambda's been looking at this machine for a day, and she hasn't figured out. And Lambda's pretty good, don't you know?
Like, if we get back to the Ark and say, we got you some water and friends with the possibility of future water, that's pretty good news.
That's much better than we got you a little bit of water that'll last us about a day.
Lost all of our weapons and have been told never to go back.
Yes. But 6 of us came back, so hey.
Cool. Okay, then let's jump back to Tark.
You said that there was a feeling of cool air coming from somewhere?
Every so often, yeah.
Yeah, I think probably that's the only direction I can think of to go in.
Okay.
Or actually, I have a map. I'm going to go towards the tower. If I can find my way to the tower. If one of these tunnels leads to it.
Yeah, I'll say that the tunnel, basically you can't access the tower from the underground because it doesn't go underground. But you can find like a service hatch that's near the tower. Mm-hmm. Do you go through it?
Yeah, but I want to like sneak.
Okay, then you'll have to roll for sneak.
Yes. And that would be... Oh, there is a sneak. And it's agility. Okay. And I tell the others to stay behind while I go ahead. To see if I can find an entryway to the tower. I got 1 pass.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so you come up through the service hatch. It's very well maintained, so it doesn't squeak as you open it. You gingerly step outside. The first thing you see is this huge, towering, tall, slender pipe sticking out from the ground. As you look up, you can see closer now this mess and tangle of random bits of rusting metal and debris sitting at the top of the tower. It almost gives you vertigo looking up at how tall it is. The second thing that you notice is like you can see movement in the buildings behind it. Nobody has seen you yet, but you can see figures kind of scurrying around along the walkways nervously.
I mean, is there a door into the tower that I can access?
No, as you look at it, you find one very rusty ladder that's basically on the outside of it that you will have to climb.
And is that on this side facing the people, or is it away from? Like, will they be able to see me while I'm climbing?
I mean, there are people all around you, so you can start to climb it. You'll be a small speck in the area, but for now you haven't been seen because you passed your sneak.
They're all distracted by my amazing diplomacy.
But it's not as if you're not in sight of someone because the complex is all around you.
Okay. I'll whisper back to you.
Planning to find some leverage in the form of, say, a really nice sniper spot, or... It is for the bird, I think. Either way, your troubles are over.
I'm going up the tower.
Okay, so we'll come back. We'll come back to you because you're about to go up the tower. So now let's go to Zazzi. Zazzi, who are you? Are you in the tunnels with Nelma and
Yes.
Lambda?
Yeah, because everybody went, right? That was the plan. So as much as I want to, as much as Zaz or Zazzi, as much as Zazzi would like to stay and talk to the pure ones, the hive mind that is the pure ones, and find out he's following the crowd, and Tark might be a bit dim, but Tark has gotten us through most of the troubles. So yes, I'm in the tunnels, but I'm definitely fascinated by everything I'm seeing, and I'm wondering, you know what? Actually, that's a great question. Can I roll a little comprehend to see if I can understand what's going on with these tunnels, or is it even worthwhile?
I don't think it's worth it. They're
great.
just tunnels with pipes running through them. But both you and Lambda are very impressed by this ruin. You've never really left the Ark before.
Yeah.
But Nelma is like, did he leave for the bird tower? I'm going too. I gotta check if Vorhan's still alive.
All right. Nelma, clearly another simple-minded soul. Nelma, the only problem is we're going to have to sneak this way, because if we head out, they might see us. Right? Yes?
Get Nelma to distract them.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I can be sneaky if I want to.
Right. Well, now we're gonna have to try that again, but with a softer voice now, Nelma.
So as you say that, you hear a tap 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 of feet coming down the tunnel.
That doesn't sound like it's coming from the pipes.
No.
Oh. Oh boy. Torque.
I'm gone. I'm
Tark is
climbing
gone.
down.
Right. And Nelma's already heading out.
Nelma is like striding towards the service
Right.
hut.
Grit. Right.
Yeah, you're the party leader now. Time to impress and command these people.
Oh. My constant grin is turning more and more into like just a grimace. Right.
Yeah,
How good are you at hiding?
I don't usually hide. Just wait for the inevitable.
Oh, I like him. At least he seems sensible. Right. Oh dear. No, but we've also got. Oh, Millicent. We've got to make sure Millicent is safe.
Tap 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 tap.
Nelma,
tap,
we're
tap,
leaving
tap,
you
tap.
behind. We're going back to Millicent. And we're scurrying back.
And as you do, you turn around, and from one of the tunnels opposite, a figure comes around the corner. It is dressed like the other zone ghouls, but is half the size. And it runs around the corner, gets halfway down the tunnel that you can see,
Yes.
stops, screams,
I flashed a flashlight at him.
and then turns and runs back the other way, screaming and flailing their arms.
Oh dear. We better make sure Millicent is not alone. Back to Millicent.
For a second, did you think that Millicent-sized figure was Millicent having perfectly blended into her enemies?
Yes.
Nice.
They've got a Millicent. Heaven forbid.
They've persuaded her to join their ideology.
Yes.
So let's cut back to Millicent's negotiation.
Yeah, should I make this roll with the relevant modifications to see if my being pathetic / veiled threat offensive has had any effect?
I think you need to. This is a negotiation. I think you need to make a clear offer before we roll for something.
Let us know when the three that were in the tunnel get back to Millicent.
We'll do.
Okay, what have I said already? Possibility of friendship. There's been too much bloodshed already. There is much we could offer you as a culture. We have many nice artifacts. All we would like is for you to share your wonderful bounty of water with us. Also, if you don't negotiate with us in good faith, we're going to smash your nice machine.
Scrap pistols. We can teach them.
That's true. They don't have any of those.
Yeah.
Wish I had one to show them, but
That seems like a fair trade. Like, we will teach you how to make weapons if you share your order with us.
yeah, I wonder if they saw any firearms during this skirmish where 2 of our guys got. I guess I wouldn't know that.
Well, if I don't get eaten by a bird at the top of this tower, I'm going to start shooting at them, so they're going to learn real fast.
Okay, I could do some real fast negotiations.
So what are we offering?
We are offering essentially tribute and weaponry if they want it.
The wisdom of the fire stick.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you know, but we have powerful weapons from the before times, which you seem to lack.
Can you prove that?
I mean, no.
As soon as Zaz gets back, you can.
I could play for
Ask them
time.
about the bird.
I asked them about the bird. I say, do you train terrible birds of attack? This seems like a most wondrous skill.
This bird, not of the pure ones, just made home here. Make things hard for the pure ones.
If we were to rid you of this wicked fowl, using
Foul.
using our powerful weapons of fire, would we perhaps prove our good faith and usefulness to you?
Perhaps. But this does not prove that you are no longer a threat to my people. What do you offer?
What the hell was this guy's name? Was it
Lutellan.
Noble Lutellan, I understand that friendship between 2 peoples so different does not come in a moment. But I, Millicent Thunderchild, satrap of the Elder of the Ark, have every intention of keeping my word and dealing with you fairly if you deal fairly with me.
The big one.
With the forearms?
You cannot be sure. How do I know? You do not come back with more, like this one.
Shit, how can I be sure?
Is there something about her forearms, or she has 4 arms?
She has 4 arms.
Yeah.
I thought she had big forearms
That's
like
what
Popeye.
I thought. Yes, I thought we were dealing with
No,
Popeye.
she has the man beast mutation.
Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, she would be intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
You.
Would
we
it be-
like you. We would be open to learn. But you cannot guarantee our safety.
would it be enormously derailing if I offered them a hostage? I think either myself or you, until we can negotiate with our home Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can we say you get back around that point from the tunnels so that we can have a quick wink about this?
Yes. I'm pretty sure myself or Lambda would love to stick around here.
But first, before we do that, we can roll for this
Yeah.
negotiation, we need to lay out exactly what the terms are. The game actually has specific rules for this.
What are the terms?
Oh yeah, Zaz will stay here and teach you how to make the fire sticks.
Yeah, we will share our advanced weaponry with you, possibly kill your bad bird. Do you no further injury and leave you with a hostage or several to ensure our good behavior as we return to our leaders to make the next step.
And what are you asking for in return?
We'd like some water and maybe to be allowed to come back to...
No, we want to learn how to make water.
That's a big ask at this point.
We're teaching them how to make boomsticks and killing a bird and leaving hostages.
But you could ask for regular not deliveries. We will come down the river and pick up water on a regular basis.
We would like to open trading potential.
Yeah.
Okay, roll. We're gonna do a roll for bargaining. So you have. Let's do the modifications.
I'm not gonna like these, am I?
So my base is empathy and manipulate. That's 3 and 5. Then +1 if you have more people on your side. Yes. What you ask for doesn't cost your opponent anything. I'll give you a +1 for that. Actually, no, because there's being threatened. But the opponent has suffered trauma. You've helped your opponent. I'll give you a +1 for you plead your case very well. Mm-hmm. And then you get a -1 for having less people on your side. And that's it.
All right.
So let's roll.
Let's roll. 1 success.
And that's no successes on this side.
What? I love it.
I know.
If I push this, could I potentially get a better success?
Yes, but you will suffer if you make any fails.
Look, the essence of diplomacy is being willing to suffer. Also, I want a mutant point back.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's no more successes and 2 more of these unfriendly-looking things.
Yeah.
Oh
Ouch.
dear. So for manipulate, that's wits, right?
It is empathy.
Empathy.
So I get
you
doubt.
take 2 doubt to empathy.
Okay, and I...
Is that all your empathy?
No, I got empathy for days. I got
Okay.
5.
So you
I
take-
should mark my empathy down to 3, or just
Yeah,
put
you-
2 points of
but
doubt
you
on?
You
lose-
just put the 2 points and then you subtract them against it.
Okay, so that is currently 3 until I get that.
So you lose 2 points for empathy, but you get 1 mutation point.
Don't you get 1 for each?
Yes, you do. You get 2 mutation points.
Nice.
So there's a lot of conferring.
In which I suffer terrible doubt as I realize that I might be about to die.
So they agree that if you give them a hostage, you refuse to do them harm, you teach them how to do weapons, and you kill the bird, they will be open to later trade negotiations. But you're gonna have to prove yourself as like a trustworthy ally in the coming future, because they do not like outsiders and they don't like people on their island. You're gonna have to probably find in the future something to maintain a trade with. Because in the future, they've got weapons now.
Well, that's what being neighborly is all about. You know,
Well,
you
yes,
gotta-
but that's the thing. You have to prove yourself as a good neighbor.
Indeed. Speaking of which,
Millicent!
gotten back to me. Yeah, would it be better game-wise if we get Lambda to stay here, or would it work if one of us did? Or both of us?
It's probably better if you get Lambda to stay, because that will be more fun. But I would say that if we're no longer in hostile territory, and you can keep a lid on Nelma, then if you say leave Lambda here, do you mean when you leave the island?
Yeah,
Yes.
essentially.
Okay, because they will also just take you into the island now.
Oh, cool.
Because I thought you meant give them the hostage and then you go do stuff. But they will be willing to take you into the island now. But if you want to leave Lambda here, that's fine.
No, she comes with us.
Although you need
mean,
to, you might. I was gonna say if we keep rolling, you'll have to convince Lambda, but Lambda is fascinated.
Yeah.
So I think she'll be fine.
I feel like both Lambda and myself would be like, oh my god, this is the bee's knees.
Okay. We have an accord, but you have to keep tabs on Nelma.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I open the door, and you told me that Tark's on his way up the tower.
Yes.
So I'm going to waddle out unsteadily and extend my little hand for a shake. Do they seem to be up for that? I'm told this is a very important ceremony from the before times. Mutants aren't always particular about touching each other because of the spores or whatever, but I'll give it a go.
He looks surprised, and looks you up and down. He's a little bit cautious because he's seen your mutant powers, but he very cautiously puts out a hand and shakes it.
He's like 3 times my size, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this potentially comic tableau I am telling myself will be inscribed on tomb walls in the future. I'm puffed up with pride and self-importance.
Quick! We have to go to the tower.
I cast a glance over towards the tower.
And the camera zooms across the complex to the tower. So to go up you have to make a move roll to get up the tower. It's not an easy climb, but you get a +1 gear bonus for the ladder.
Gear bonus. And I have nothing to move. And I got 1 fail. I'm gonna push it. And that didn't do anything. It left me with 1 fail.
A 1 fail, so you take 1 fatigue, and 1 mutation point. And you still can climb, but you take 1 point of damage as you're struggling to climb up the dilapidated building. It's kind of rusting and falling apart beneath you. You get cuts on your hands and whatnot.
Oof. Here's a question: where does your damage go?
It's on your strength.
Right.
Oh, it's against strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Nelma is Nelma is now just yelling up behind you, and Nelma is on her way as well.
Surely having 4 arms.
Yeah,
that
it would
look
be
like
very
Popeye.
easy for her. In fact, I'm not even going to roll for Nelma. Nelma just is coming up behind you. So, you get to the top of the smokestack. You can see now the way that everything is arranged. It's big chunks of rusting metal, car doors, pipes, but there's also branches and bracken and leaves in there. And it is a giant bird's nest. You look around the nest, see what you can see. So, on first glance, what you can see is at least 2 bodies in here. The first one is the stalker Vorhan. The other one is a much more aged skeleton, probably female. Yeah, that's what you see on first glance.
Dressed in white.
Okay. I'm gonna check Forehand's gear first before
Okay.
anything distracts from that.
Okay, so you pat down Vorhan's body. He has been torn to... The flesh has been torn apart, but parts of his clothes are still a little bit intact. His pack is still intact. You find a twin-barrel scrap rifle, which is a gear bonus +2, 6 bullets, 3 rations of canned food,
Okay.
5 bottles of clean water, and now we get to roll on the artifact
Ooh.
table. Okay, roll me a D666. A number of the beast.
666. 432.
So stuffed into the back pocket of Vorhan's gear, it's like a thick bundle of wrinkled, kind of waterlogged paper. It's glossy. You can see that there are big clean pictures of humans, non-mutated humans with big smiles on their faces, pictures of strange buildings that you've never kind of seen before. They're not covered in rust. They kind of look maybe from the before times. Big uniform, lush areas of green, small humans with big smiles, and animals that you've never seen before. So this looks like some kind of picture book from the old world. Nelma sees that and immediately goes to snatch it from your hand.
Push her off the tower.
That belonged to Vorhan, and now it's mine. I'm taking it back for Boss Briston.
The mutation is clearly bad attitude.
I'm going to give it to her. I didn't like it anyway. I had all those smiles in it, and I did not like smiles.
I mean, just for your awareness, so all artifacts have a dev bonus. So the dev bonus, for our dear listeners, is used with artifacts to develop the arc. We'll talk more about that in the next session that we have. So you need to collect artifacts and put them in the Dawn Vault for the bonuses to enable you to then undertake bigger works at the arc. Boss Briston, who Nelma works for, is a collector and is a very selfish boss who hoards artifacts and doesn't put them in the Dawn Vault. So just for your awareness, the more artifacts that Briston has, the more artifacts that Nelma takes from you will go to Briston and not to the Dawn Vault.
Yeah, but here is not the place to fight about this.
That's also fine.
Yeah, it's 3 days home. She has to sleep sometime.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Is there any sign of the bird?
Not yet. But you're also not done. Because there was another body in there. So there's the body of someone with the long hair and a ripped apart, like, long white coat. And if you pat them down, they also have an artifact.
Ooh. D666?
No, this is a metaplot artifact.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a mint-condition cherry red Yamaha motorcycle. Enjoy.
So
Write it right down.
So this is another bundle of papers, but this one doesn't have big glossy pictures. It's kind of uniform pages with lines ruled on them and scribbles on them. Definitely also looks like it's been dunked in water and it's all ruffled and stuff. But you can't read anything that's in there.
Can I try to squirrel it away before Melba sees it?
Do me a sneak roll.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. I'll say that yes, you squirreled that away without her noticing.
I'll put it right down my pants.
Is that it? You got Forehand's gun. Give it to me.
I point the gun at her face.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, well then I'm gonna have to shoot her in the face.
Just then, the bird arrives.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm thinking you're up there and you've like ambushed this wicked bird and you're going to like cast its corpse down triumphantly and I'm going to say, see, witness our power, and you're just going to, one of your corpses is going to come flying off that tower and it's going to really ruin my dramatic moment.
So this will have to be another manipulate versus intimidate roll.
All right, well I'm gonna fail that.
Shoot versus intimidate.
Why don't I just shoot her?
Because initiative doesn't work like that. So if I'm saying give me it and you're saying no, that's manipulate. If you decide that you want to shoot her, then we go into fight initiative.
Does he get a bonus for having a gun waved at her face?
As an enforcer, no.
I did not I did not score anything on the manipulate roll.
Okay, and hers is 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, she got a success.
Okay.
So she kind of lumbers over you. She grunts at you and just grabs the gun and wrenches it out of your hands. I mean, she won her intimidate roll on you, so you are intimidated to giving over the gun.
All right. Okay,
So
I'll let her take the gun.
you let it go out of your hands.
I let her take the gun, and I'm going to wait until she's at the edge of the thing.
You say, hey, it looks like there's an artifact right just on the edge there.
So she got the gun.
Guess that's it then.
Well, why don't we wait here for the big bird to come back and then we kill it, since you have such a great gun now.
Fine. Stay alert.
All right. So how much garbage is there here? Like, can we hide ourselves underneath it?
Yeah. I think that you can like hide by Vorhan and hide like in bits of the bracken and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, and I guess if you look down by this point, like, can they see that I'm out and shaking hands?
No, because the nest goes out, so they'd
Okay,
have
yeah.
to crawl like right up to the edge of the nest and look down.
I'm not doing that because I think Mulba. What's her name? Mulba.
Nelma.
Nelma will push me off.
Okay, but like, I've heard that you're up there, so I guess I'm keeping an eye on it, but I haven't like seen any sign of them.
So back to you guys.
Yeah?
What are you guys up to?
So can you ask the pure ones how they communicate to each other?
I believe they speak the liturgical tongue, that only the chroniclers and the elders speak. This is a sign that they are educated and wise.
I turn to Lambda. It's fascinating. Our theory about hive mind was completely wrong. That almost never happens.
No, I mean, the pure ones seem people, as all people are, simply a little different in language and habit, and there's much that we could learn from one another.
Do you
Have
think that
I seen any of their
maybe
faces? By the
No,
way?
they're all
it's
they're all
from
masked.
ancient?
Okay, well, I'll leave that jump scare for later.
The ancients, they have such advanced technology.
Certainly seems like they have retained some knowledge.
Everything we thought about Zonkles is wrong.
Do you think maybe perhaps I should go give Tark a hand now?
Oh, I suppose so. If you wish, negotiations seem to have concluded here. If you think he might need your help.
Well, I might start climbing.
What do you want Grit to do? Because Grit is just kind of, he doesn't he's a grunt that just waits for orders.
Yeah.
He's very mentally broken.
Okay.
He'd probably want to go back up with Melba then.
I don't necessarily know that he wants to. He's just very miserable and he's miserable and he obeys orders.
Right.
So what would you like him to do?
Well, that's a great question. Grit, oh boy, I feel like Grit might also be one of those slow ones. Grit, would you like to go fight a big bird?
No, please, don't make me.
All right, well, okay, you can stay down here.
You can stay with me. It's important that I have my diplomatic entourage.
Right, yes.
Thank you. I don't want to be made to fight.
I know. We want to build a better world than that. Grit, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay.
Sometimes you do have to fight, don't you know? It's the only way to ensure that the machines keep working sometimes.
Well, one must always struggle, but never by the most direct path. Now, Grit, tell me about Nelma.
That's so wise.
Is she always like that?
Yeah.
Worth having, would you say? Well connected in the Ark?
Well, she is Briston's right hand. I mean, she's very strong, very powerful. She's very scary. There's not really much point in going against her, you know.
Would you say that she's both his right hands?
As well as the upper and lower.
Yeah, she has a few. I mean, I never wanted to work for her. I worked for Vorhan.
Well, you're your own person, Grit.
No, I'm not. None of us grunts are.
Listen, the ways of the old world that we grew up with are changing. There's so much potential out here. Look around you at these wonders. We are moving from the sump of ignorance into the bright light of knowledge when all things are possible. Your future is ahead of you, Grit, and don't let anyone tell you any different.
I don't have any
Like Millicent's
future.
just like not even looking at him, but standing with her arms folded behind her, like just sort of practicing for when she gives her speech to the elder about how well everything went and how she's not dead, which she's very pleased about.
Lambda, you see, Millicent is truly awesome.
I know, right? Millicent. Now that we've come to an accord and are over the hostilities, do you think that could you ask them to show me where the water gets purified?
I take both of her hands in a sort of politician's handshake. Now listen, Lambda, you have the most important job of all.
Yeah?
Some might say our future is in these hands of yours.
That's such a big responsibility.
I'm leaving you here. You are now my official contact and attaché with the Pure Ones.
On whose orders, Johammett?
On the expeditious orders of necessity, my dear.
Oh, I hope he won't be mad.
Let me worry about Johammett. Me and him were like this.
Oh, if you say so. I mean, I don't mind staying here and having the chance to learn. I just hope that we'll be
Absolutely.
able to communicate.
You're the perfect one for the job. So you stay here, you mind your manners, but you learn everything that you can.
Well, can you at least talk with them now and get them to show me around?
Sure, I could spend some time doing that.
Then let's say that's what you're doing.
All right, I finally leave. All whilst being like, I can't believe how lucky Lambda was.
Okay, so are you approaching the tower?
Yes.
Okay. As you approach the tower, you can hear in the distance, and you hear the most terrifying guttural screech as the trash hawk comes into view over the other side of the lake and is heading for the nest. Let's roll initiative.
Oh my. Wait, all of us?
Not me, I assume.
No, it'll be Nelma, Tark, and Zaz, but you will have to get up the tower first.
Sounds good.
How do I roll initiative?
Everybody roll a d6, and then you add your agility.
6.
6 plus 5, 11.
11. Nelma got 8, 11, and the trash hawk gets 9. Tark goes first. The trash hawk is currently at long range.
Okay, well then I'm going to shoot at it.
Do you have a long range weapon?
I do. I have a scrap rifle.
Great.
Although, actually, you know what? I'm going to use my bow because it's got more damage. Okay, so that is... And that's 3 successes.
Okay, and the trash hawk has armor 1. Means nothing. So 3 successes. What would you like to do?
First of all, I'm going to cause it 3 damage to start off with.
Oh, so your bow automatically does 3 damage.
Yeah, that's the base damage. And then every additional success is a stunt.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, right? No, sorry, it's 2. Sorry, I'm taking my axe. I do 2 damage, sorry.
I was gonna say.
What's the skill that I'm using? Is
So
shoot.
that means you get 2 more stunts.
Yes. You inflict 1 more point of damage. You increase your initiative score by 2. I'll just give it more damage.
Okay.
So I give it 4 damage in total.
4 damage. Okay. There is just a burst of feathers as you hit it just underneath the wing, and it screams in anger as it pulls its talons around to go in for like a...
Well, I didn't know it'd have talons.
It's a bird! That lives in metal trash.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it pulls its talons around like it's about to like come down and strike into the nest. Next in initiative is the trash hawk.
I will use my move to stand behind Nelma.
I forgot that you have a movement as well.
Master
All right.
of strategy.
You can stand behind Nelma. So yeah, then the trash hawk is coming in. Let me see. Okay, so first the trash hawk is gonna come screaming in. It actually perches on the side of the... Actually, no, it hovers over the nest, and it's coming to make a claw attack at you guys. That's no successes, so it misses. So it goes and it swoops and claws at you and completely misses and just gouges its claws into the nest.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, 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 bam. And then for its movement,
Well, its movement it came from long range to short range.
it has some specialist movement stuff though. So okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll leave it, but for now it's like hovering above the nest. So then next in line is Nelma. So Nelma is basically just gonna rush at the trash hawk and try. She has 4 arms. She's gonna try and either attack or even maybe grapple it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's something you can only do with a stunt. So I'm gonna have her attack normally. That's 1 success. So she's running. She has a scrap axe. So she comes lunging at it and she slashes at it with her axe. Of course, I didn't look up how much damage that is.
3.
Maybe it's here. Oh, I was like, this GM screen would actually be useful. So she lunges at it with the scrap axe and slashes it right across the chest. It lets out a horrific scream and moves further away from the side of the nest. Then next in line we have Zaz. Zaz, you need to roll a move to get up the next, but you get a +1 gear bonus for the ladder.
Excellent. Here we go. 2 successes.
Nice.
2 successes. You scramble up there so fast that I'm going to say that that counts as your movement in total.
Yeah.
And now you can attack.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, the roll would be the action.
So it would be. I would get a movement, and I would use then my action as a movement anyway.
Yeah.
So just let me get to the top of the tower, so I can do something next round.
Okay.
I think that's perfect. I think that would emulate two successes.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
And then, next, back to the top of the round with Tark.
It flew back away out of...
It's backed away. It's now in, let's see. Yeah, it's at shot distance.
I got 2 successes. So that is 2... I'll just make it 3 damage.
What are you shooting it with?
A bow.
All right, you lease another arrow. It goes through the other wing of the trash hog, and it lets out a gravelly squawk and falls to the ground.
Dead. Mm-hmm. Woo!
It spirals down and down and down, and it thunks onto the ground. Wow, that went way faster than I anticipated. Which I have to say is really sad because it's got some really cool fucking moves. Like, you can swoop in from long distance and fight immediately. And then on the next turn, you can fly away and basically take the person that you attacked with you. But I was like, no, I'm going to give you guys a chance. I won't do that immediately, so I don't have to drop someone from the hawk's claws.
But it didn't get any successes on its attack anyway, so...
you hear a tiny voice from like 100 feet below. Bear witness!
I made it. Did I do that?
Would have been better if you'd used the guns. That would have been a good propaganda victory. But you know what? No notes. No problem.
I stand at the edge of the nest looking down at you and just go...
He knows his name, ladies and gentlemen.
Just turn around to any pure ones who happen to be around. You heard the man? Never let it be said that we of the Ark do not keep our promises.
This was a very special moment for Tark because no one knows his backstory yet, but this is the first time he has felt like Tark. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was a real scream of victory.
Yeah.
Can we loot the bird?
Sure.
Excellent.
A lot of creatures don't traditionally come with loot, but
pockets.
But I have a scrap table. So let's award some scrap. So roll me a d66. No, sorry, 666.
Yes. 634.
I'm gonna say that this is from looting the nest.
The nest, and not the bird itself. That's fair.
You find that's not gonna work.
Fair enough.
You find it looks like a piece of cloth. It's a little bit torn. It starts with just one opening, but at the bottom it has 2 openings. Maybe the old ones wore these like on their legs. They're kind of short. It's white and it has like red heart shapes on it.
New flag for the trireme. Anyone?
Nice.
I've found the sacred holy underwear of the old ones. I'm so psyched.
Roll me another d666.
Excellent. 136.
You know what a mitten is. You have to wear them during the really cold winter. This looks like a very strange mitten. Your hand can fit in it, but it's really, really puffy. It's red and made of really, really hard material.
Now I'm fascinated. No idea what that is.
You
I'm
put it on and
excited.
it just like has this giant mitt that sits over your hand.
Secret boxing glove.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So there's your treasures.
I love it. Cool. I inform the two upstairs that they're to be on their best behavior, and I explain it to them very slowly and patiently that we have built an accord with them, and that any what's the word? Any kind of aggression might prove quite bad for us right now, because we have now secured at least the opportunity for future trades of water.
And we got to go back to the Ark, report complete success to the Elder, and take our rightful positions at the top of our society.
The lieutenant nods and said,
Yes, this is a great boon for my people. Thank you. I hope that you can continue to prove to us of your good intentions and neighborliness.
It is an honor to meet you, and I only hope there will be greater benefits as time goes on for both of us.
At this point in there's all the other low buildings, there are more zone ghouls that are coming out from the buildings.
Well, they're pure people. Now we know they're not
we're
zone
not
ghouls.
calling them zone ghouls.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
a slur.
the pure ones.
The pure ones.
Yeah, the pure ones, thank you very much.
The pure ones are coming out of the buildings. They're peeping around
Can we call them the Purells?
No.
They're peeping around the guardrails. You can see now that distinctively there are tall ones and shorter ones of varying size. And some of them are very curious and maybe wanting to come over to see, especially now that the trash hawk is down. Some of them look scared at your weapons, but others, especially the smaller ones, are kind of jumping up and down, waving their arms and making pretty excited noises.
Given the nature of our society, it probably wouldn't immediately occur to me what the smaller ones might be.
No, probably not.
Fair enough, some of them are small. I'm small, no big deal.
I propose we sail our trireme back victoriously.
Yeah. Filled with water.
Hey, no, the trireme is fine. How dare you? If it's full of water, it's your job to pump it out.
No, I mean, filled with clean water.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
I think we can touch in with Lambda later, unless they cook her in a big pot and eat her, which I'm not ruling out.
We could leave.
And then we could get a full lowdown, from someone who studied them. That might be more efficient.
We could also leave Grit with.
As a sort of honor guard.
Yeah, to Lambda. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that seems almost the kinder thing to do.
That it does. It does mean that Nelma will now be on her own with us.
Yeah, also Briston will have fewer minions, which I think is good for everybody, because fuck that guy.
All I've ever wanted is to not live in the Ark anymore. It's a horrible place.
You're lucky. This guy have some doubt I can cure.
I think he's happy.
I don't think I've ever seen him so happy.
Do I have to be a grunt here?
No, you're an ambassador, Grit.
Here.
You know what that is?
No.
It means you show people from other places all the great things that we have to teach them. Just be on your best behavior, answer any questions anyone asks you, and look after Lambda.
Yes, look after Lambda. Don't you know?
He's got this really tired, gaunt-looking face, and you can see those cogs whirring of oh, this could be kind of good for me. Slowly starting to set in. So we see several pure ones helping to load up the trireme with stacks of water, as Nelma gives them some suspicious side-eye. Lambda is excitedly showing drawings of machinery she's done the last few days to nearby pure ones, and asking Millicent to quickly give her some phrases she might need. Grit looks a little dazed as several of the small pure ones quickly get over their curiosity and dogpile him, laughing. If we could see Lutellan's face, it might suggest a nervous apprehensiveness. And then our party departs. Back home for the Ark. So, Let's see a little quick montage of you guys getting back to the Ark. We've decided to do it as a montage instead of you actually exploring the zone sectors. One, so we can introduce the Ark mechanics faster, but also means you can come back and fully explore those sectors later. So instead, I'm saying that you guys are... remind me who ended up with some trauma? Exploring any of the zone. So this is about a 2 days journey. I suppose Nelma is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, having 4 arms and being absolutely massive.
I did.
What did you suffer?
I suffered 1 damage and 1 fatigue.
Okay. Then you need to eat some grub and you need to rest to recover those. And it's also 2 days travel, so you have to mark off 2 grub and 2 water.
Would a heal roll be relevant at this point or not? Because I have that.
It's for mending people who are broken.
Okay, yeah.
How much grub did we have?
Everybody has a different starter of grub.
That's what I thought you were going to say. It's not marked on my sheet, but I know it's on Foundry. But how about I guess that I had 3?
Then you will be arriving at the Ark with 0.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like for each of you to give me just a little shot of something that happens in the montage of you going back to the Ark. Do you maybe have like a tender moment with another character, or something silly happened to you, or what happens on the way, do you think?
I think so. I mean, common knowledge and practice is to only travel during the day.
Yes.
However, since we're on the river and we don't really have anywhere to hide at night, I feel like maybe we took turns sleeping, and so we did have to travel through the night.
Okay.
And yeah, I can imagine. I think on like the first night away from the water treatment plant, or whatever it was, we didn't know what a water treatment plant was.
From the Fortress of the Pure Ones.
Exactly. There is what I think is an electric power station around that area of the river now, currently in Berlin. And yeah, I think I have like an image in my head of our raft slowly being pushed up the river by Nelma behind, and probably Tark's in the water as well, because we said the water was pretty shallow, did we?
Only around the
only there.
the plant.
Okay, so at this point we're probably like pushing ourselves with long sticks.
No,
because you're going against the flow of the river.
But, as I recall, we can fit the water, the fresh water, and ourselves in it.
So we can sit on top of the water.
You guys are hauling the boat up the river. Yeah.
So that would mean a rope around it, and we're dragging it up.
Oh, and we're on the shore.
Yeah, we're just following the shore.
We're pulling it like we're a barge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that changes.
Nelma's your barge pony, basically.
Oh, in that case, then we would only travel during the day. Yeah, that would be crazy otherwise.
Okay, give me something else then. You can tell us about going past the electrical plant.
I just feel like there was eyes watching us at some point. Just glowing eyes watching us from the shadows. Blinking. Making noises.
You took the paper versions of the map. Do you want to mark on there where the power station is, and we'll add it to the foundry later?
Power. You mean the water station?
No.
The one we're
That's
passing.
already on the map.
Cool.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought it was much further up. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got a long way to go. All right.
Yeah, 2 days worth.
And then choose on there where you want the electrical station to be.
The electrical station is at the first bend, so I think if that's one sector, how much time would that be?
So each sector for fully exploration is 4 hours. To rush through a sector is 2.
Oh, okay. So we passed it within like 2 or 3 hours from leaving the place. So I think it was probably still daylight as we passed.
Actually, you could probably get back to the Ark by the end of the day then, if we cut down the exploration time.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8.
My iconography on this
10.
map is terrible.
10 hours.
That is not a swastika.
But we're probably going slow, I would say.
Yes, but you've got a direct route through the zone, so.
It's supposed to look like electricity. It just looks like it. SS.
Anyway, who else has got a little thing for our montage? Let's keep this going.
Okay.
No, I was going to say Millicent has to be on top of the water on the barge, making sure that the barge doesn't keep smacking up against the side of the water. So you're the lightest person.
Yeah, Millicent is tinily perched on top of the overladen raft while
Like a little figurehead.
Yeah, while everyone is trying to motivate you by just keeping up. Like in the montage, we see that she's just talking and waving her arms. We don't know what she's talking about, and at one point gets overexcited and like goes out on the crude figurehead, which immediately breaks off and dumps her in the river. Who rescues her?
Tark definitely immediately jumps in to rescue her.
Montage shifts on her tinily being picked up out of the water by the much larger
by the
character.
scruff of the neck.
Well, just like a wet cat.
Held over the surface of the water until I can deposit her back onto the raft.
Zaz is probably having a really not the best time because Tark probably doesn't want to talk to Zaz. Actually, Tark most definitely doesn't want to talk to Zaz. And Nelma probably is disinterested in anything that Zaz might have to say.
No, you should make friends with Nelma. We've both struck out with her.
I mean, let's see, my slightly, my unsure, condescending tone must be brilliant. Just, you know that perhaps if you, I don't know if you know this, if you were to lengthen your stride, we could actually make a better time, and it would be really great, don't you know? Just a suggestion. Any chance I could look at that magazine?
And
no?
two of Nelma's arms smack you
boy.
across the face and across the chest. You're
great.
winded.
Am I really? It's just for that? Oh boy.
No, you'd have to mark it down. It's just for the image for all of us.
Oof.
She wins you briefly.
On the day before, the last day that we're on the river.
So actually, if we cut through and we do as like the cut through of the zones, it'll be 10 hours really.
Right. Okay.
About how fast we go. So if you want, you can have a piece of grub back.
All right.
Do you want to say that you have a rest?
I want us to spend the night somewhere.
Okay, because I was going to say you guys might want to have a night, because I was going to ask you, do you tell these guys about the diary?
Yeah, I think if we're stopping.
Tark can't read it, so.
I'm going to try and steal the magazine from the sleeping Nelma.
All right. Set the scene for us.
Yeah, so I want something to have happened, and I'm trying to figure out if Tark could have engineered it in some way. I think that Tark is out in front as we're dragging the thing, because he's keeping an eye on the river and making sure that there's no obstacles that the raft is going to get caught on. But in the distance, he spots a mostly concealed sunken boat. And instead of warning the others about it, he says nothing, so that the raft gets caught. And Nelma has to go into the water to free it. And it's that night that he will try to steal the magazine from her, so that we can try to convince her that she lost it when she went into water.
Oh, okay. So then you guys are sitting around a campfire. You're taking a break. You've had your grub and your water. You're going to sleep. Nelma is just like on her side, sleeping with her head on a rock. I guess she's wearing kind of like combat pants, so it's rolled up and stuffed inside. Actually, it would have gotten wet. I think it's stuffed down like one of the pockets in like a cargo top. So you would have to roll sneak against her scout.
I have waited till she's asleep, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
How good's your sneak?
1. But my agility is 5.
Okay, so we're rolling the same.
I'm rolling 6. And maybe there's some way we can increase that by you helping me, perhaps. times.
Yeah.
So I'll already give you a +1 because she's asleep.
Okay.
Let me just get her stat. Scout is wits.
Oh, she's not going to be good at wits.
She might surprise us. She might have hidden depths.
And to get Zaz to help, which I hope gives me some more dice.
Well, you have to describe how he's going to help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, as Nelma is dropping off, I notice that she's falling asleep, and Tark says to Zaz, "Zaz,
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
I have heard you have the most beautiful singing voice. Could you sing us all a lullaby
Why?
and continue to sing it after we have fallen asleep for at least 15 minutes?"
Well, I mean, I don't mean to tell you how that would work, but that would mean that I wouldn't sleep for at least 15 minutes. Oh,
But you would earn my respect.
I have been thinking that perhaps we could be on better terms. Yes, of course, I will. Oh my. Yes, of course.
So I'm getting Zaz to, first of all, lull her to sleep with his dulcet tones,
So you
sing a lullaby.
get +1 for 1 dice for
And then he
Zaz.
will continue singing it to like cover any noise that I might make by mistake.
Yeah, beautiful singing voice is now just an incidental, permanent part of your character. That's
was that
canon
with
now.
one extra base?
Yeah, one
is.
from Zaz and one from the fact that she's asleep.
Awesome.
And I'm rolling her scout to see if she notices. She got 2 6s.
I got 3.
Well, she negates 2 of your 3 6s.
Okay.
So you get that means you have a success but no stunts.
Yep.
Okay. So
So-
tell us what happens.
Tark's long, bony fingers are revealed as he pulls off this big, heavy rubber glove that he's been wearing. And he sticks his fingers inside his shirt and underneath his armpit to warm them up a bit. No, he sticks them in his arse crack to warm them up.
Welcome to the apocalypse.
And then, like a nimble little spider, these white, bony fingers peel back the edge of her jacket and inside to grab.
There's a snort as she flips over.
He stays absolutely still. And looking, never.
One of her arms comes to like fly off her face.
He never loses eye contact with Zaz, who is still singing all this time.
It's beautiful.
And he gets the edge of one page and he manages to pull it. He thinks it's going to rip. He grabs
Honk shoe.
more pages
Honk shoe.
and slides it out.
Zaz,
you-
of course, has seen all of this, and
And then he winks at Zaz.
yeah, and I finally pieced it together, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe Tark isn't so dim after all. La la la.
What's Millicent doing during all this?
I assume unless they got me in on the plan, I'm already asleep. It's very tiring just being on a boat.
What's the voice of an angel?
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe I was half awake, but then this beautiful music started washing over me.
And then, after he has the book, he wakes up Millicent very quietly. Shh, 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 shh. And he hands Millicent the magazine. Hide this and guard it with your life.
So you're giving it to Millicent? You're giving evidence to Millicent?
Melmo is never going to suspect Millicent.
Sure.
I'm the first person she's going to
Yeah,
suspect.
I regard this as a special sign of favor, and just in the dying embers of our fire, I look at the cover and see all of the beautiful sofas and ottomans and like
Picket fence gardens
Yeah,
and
there's like
smiling ancient ones.
just a bowl of lemons on the table for a splash of color, and I just look up and it's beautiful.
Well, yeah, because this all happened in the nest. You haven't even seen the magazine.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm going to peruse the fuck out of this as soon as I get somewhere safe. This is full of inspiration. The other chroniclers are going to be so jealous. And yeah, I put it inside my little messenger bag.
Nelma would probably even suspect me before she suspects Millicent, it's almost as if I intended to lay that egg there.
And then the last thing Tark
Maybe.
does is he reaches inside of his gas mask and he pokes around in one of his nostrils and he takes out a massive booger and he puts it on Nelmo's lip. Sorry, Nelma.
Oh, you got it right for once.
Yeah, well, you made me think of IKEA, and so I had Malmo in my head.
Is that it for this evening?
That's it, yes.
Okay, so you're keeping the diary a secret for now.
Yeah, I'll wait until we're back at the
Yeah,
Ark.
it's not safe to
Okay.
talk about that. And yeah, I cuddle my messenger bag and I go back to sleep.
All right then. Dawn of the next day.
Boom, boom.
It's another couple of hours up the river. As you're getting ready, you do see Nelma, like, ruffle her pocket, look down, open the pocket, it's empty. She looks at all of you squinting, like snorts, and says,
Let's get back to the Ark.
Off we go. I'll lead the way.
Thanks for listening, folks. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice. It'll help spread the word and help others to find us too. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to get in touch, you can find us on Instagram with @tales_of_podcast or email us at talesofpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We also now have a Ko-fi account. If you'd like to show your appreciation for the pod or simply buy us a coffee, you can find us at kofi.com/talesofpodcast. This week's Tales of Podcast crew is Charles as Zazzi, Patsy as Millicent Thunderchild and Resident Doodler, Fabio as Tark, as well as editor and co-producer, and myself, Jan, as GM, editor, and audio producer. All music and sound effects used with permission and may have been edited or modified for use. Details and links can be found in the show notes. See you next episode!